Hi everyone. I hope you feel a little bit more upbeat after the cheers, after the salutes to all the women in the room. And I salute you for being here. It's such a pleasure to see so many beautiful women wanting to look beautiful on the outside. And my role here is to help you a little bit to feel beautiful on the inside. How many of you would love to feel beautiful on the inside all the time? Yes.
That's right.
Yes. More and more. Okay. How many of you feel like you want to change something? What would you like to change? If someone could shout out, what would you like to change? Everything. Oh no, that's not the answer. What would you like to change? Any specifics? What would you like to change, ladies?
Come on.
Taller. Be taller. Okay. Well, physically that's quite tough. But yeah. Well, you could put on higher heels. Anything else? Confidence. Oh, I love that word. Yes. And this is pretty much what we will be talking about today. I will help you to feel more confident. How many of you would like to feel more confident? Yes. Okay. So you know what? Actually, the change always starts inside. See, I haven't been for about 15 years, I was not very confident woman. For about 15 years, I was petrified of speaking in public. And I couldn't read a paragraph of text in front of 3 people, not to mention proud. And you know, I lived like this, feeling worse off, feeling like everybody else is normal and I was an oddball. And I didn't have much confidence in myself. I ended up working in finance for 8 years and I dreaded the job. How many of you can resonate? Have you ever been in a job that you didn't enjoy? Yeah. Well, so many people find themselves in that kind of space. And not only that, you know, like also in terms of my personal life, I would go into relationships that didn't serve me, or if I was in relationships, I wasn't able to express myself properly, my needs and my wants. And then in the evenings, what I did, well, I was binging on chocolate. How many of you can relate? Yeah, we all love chocolate, don't we? Especially when it's curing our emotional feelings, right? What we feel like on a daily basis. But you know what I realized? The cure for that is to start working on the inside. Start really loving yourself and appreciating yourself on the inside. So currently, I love what I do. I work with fantastic people like Jackie. And how many of you think that she's done a great job today? Yay! Yay! She's a great girl. Yeah. Thank you. So we get extra applause for that. And you know, it's like I work with people like her every day. I wake up in the morning with a big banana smile on my face, and I surround myself with people that love me. I speak to hundreds of people, and I love it every single day. And you know what? This didn't happen by accident. It happened by me working on myself inside and really becoming confident and really accepting and liking myself. So what I would love for you today is start liking yourself too. So how many of you welcome your day every day like this? Yay, Kathy. I knew she learned something. Yeah, great stuff. How many of you would like to welcome your day like this? Okay, not that many, huh? No, I thought that the whole room would want to. Okay, well, my intention, I hope after this presentation you will be practicing it. This is called self-love, healthy appreciation of who you are. So I would love to talk to you about a concept that is very closely related to self-confidence. It's called self-image. Self-image is what you deeply think about yourself. Now, we have an outer image, which is pretty much what we've been dealing with throughout the whole day, right? So this is the makeup that we have, this is the dresses that we have on. But you know what? Have you ever noticed that some people perceive you differently to what you deeply believe about yourself? Have you ever felt like that? Yeah. And you know why? Because we have the outer image. It's what people see on the outside. It's the way we dress, the way we talk, the way we walk, the way we meet and greet other people. And then there are all those deep thoughts that we have about ourselves. So this is, do we feel good enough? Do we feel fit enough? Do we feel slim enough? Do we feel talented enough? Do we have enough education or, I don't know, skills and talents to set up our own business? Very often, what we feel deep down is totally different to what we show on the outside. Can you relate?
Yeah.
Yes. So let me help you how to change that inside so that it matches the outside. So we have two types of images. We have the outer image and we have the inner image. So as you can see that kitten looking into the mirror and seeing the lion that you really are. No, lioness, right? Yes. We all have infinite potential. I'm sure you've heard that word many, many times. How many of you actually do truly believe that?
Just one.
Few of you, maybe 5%. We actually really do. Now, it requires a little bit of study, and it's not school-related study. Most successful people in the world are self-educated, because school doesn't teach you how to make money. School doesn't, even though I am a financial analyst by trade before my coaching career, nobody told me how to earn money. School doesn't teach you how to like yourself, how to be confident, how to have meaningful relationships. This is a self-study pretty much. So you study successful people and materials like The Secret and so on. So how do we develop those deep thoughts that we have about ourselves? We develop them, we all have thoughts about ourselves. Like for instance, we're not talented enough or educated enough in order to set up our own business. How many of you have ever had that thought? Yes, some of you. We're not, we're not worthy in order to charge high amounts at work or ask for a pay rise. How many of you have ever thought that? Yeah, no. We're not slim enough.
Yeah.
We're not beautiful enough.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, lots of us have those thoughts. And I tell you this, these thoughts are not you. These thoughts have been developed throughout your lifetime and mostly in your childhood. So let's say if you were brought up in a family that, you were being praised and it was like, yes, Eva, all your ideas are amazing, you can do this, then you pretty much grow up to be a very confident woman. You like yourself, you accept yourself, you listen to your own intuition. You don't necessarily listen to what everybody says, but you listen to your gut. And you go for things that you want, and you have your representation of what success means for you. Now, if you were brought up in a family where you were either criticized, or maybe your parents demanded a lot of you, could be that way, or maybe it were your teachers, people that raised you pretty much in your childhood, then we grow up to be self-conscious, we don't fully trust our intuition, we ask other people to make decisions for ourselves, and we're hesitant. Some people, if we have limited perception of who we are, we don't even know what our goals are. How many people out there don't know what to do in life? Like, what is my career? What is my passion? So many people that are lost because we listen to everybody on the outside rather than connecting to your heart. Because every single one of you knows what's good for you. We just sometimes forget to listen. So pretty much, depending on your childhood and how you were raised, this is the self-image that you have. So all those thoughts that you developed about yourself, they're not real. This is not reality because those people outside of you, they tell you something contrary. And yet you have those deep beliefs that come from your childhood about yourself that limit you. And so, it doesn't stop with childhood. As we all know, we have media, we have people around us. I come across women that are even criticized by their own partners. And it's, it does happen. So constant spaced repetition by all those limiting beliefs about yourself, you get programmed. But I tell you one thing, the key to understand is that those beliefs have been developed on the basis of evaluation of facts, and they're not the truth. You are perfect. Yay. Yay. And really, really infinite. And, obviously I don't have that much time to speak here, but this is what I teach people. I teach people to use their infinite potential and really, really materialize it. But this is the truth about you. Now, you also have certain beliefs about yourself, and this is those opinions that you have on the basis of evaluation of facts. Very often when you get to the source of where that belief came from, you realize this is nonsense. Because if you were, I'll give you an example. My older brother, he's currently 35, and he and my little brother, who is 26, well, not that little, they just cannot stand each other. And you know why? Because my younger brother was born and my daddy started paying attention to him rather than my older brother. And my older brother developed the belief that he's not good enough. How crazy is that? That kind of situations can develop belief or lack of belief in yourself. And also when you realize how ridiculous your beliefs could be, then you're able to change them. So I'd love to show you how to figure out what you deeply believe about yourself and how to create a healthy self-image that will allow you to go for things that you want. So it was Maxwell Maltz that wrote a book called Psycho-Cybernetics in 1960. He was a plastic surgeon, and he realized that he helped people with the outer image, right? He helped people to fix their nose, to do some sort of surgery, and he helped them to look better. But also what he realized, very often those people became a lot more confident. And they started performing better in their life, selling more, creating better businesses, going for relationships that they desire, all of that stuff. But he also realized that in some cases, it doesn't matter how great his surgery was, nothing changed. And that's because the self-image is so deep. And so he proclaimed these two discoveries, that we have the outer image and the inner image. And he also says that it's the inner image. It's those deep thoughts that you have about yourself that sometimes we don't even know we have them. Sometimes we need a coach or a mentor to discover they are there. But they give you your results. So what happens? Let's say if we have limited perceptions, limited belief in ourselves. First of all, we go for the wrong jobs, wrong relationships, or if we're in relationships, we don't express our needs. How many of you can relate and are brave enough? Does it ever happen? Yeah. That's because of our thoughts about ourselves, because of our fears that we cannot do better than that. It's not the truth, it's just our thoughts, and most of them came from your parents, not from you. It actually manifests in excess weight. I work with a lot of beautiful women, and I used to be myself, I told you, I shared a little bit that when I was emotionally unhappy about where I was in my life, this is where I was binging on my chocolate. I didn't eat chocolate because I wanted to, I did it because I didn't feel fulfilled. And very often, it starts with loving yourself really and accepting yourself, because when you're good to yourself, you don't eat stuff that hurts your body. Common limiting beliefs, I think I mentioned some of them. I'm not fit enough, I'm not skinny enough, I don't have, my complexion is too bright or too dark, silly stuff like that, or I'm too curvy, I'm too fussy, all that stuff. Other people don't like me, or others are better than me, I don't have enough certification, qualification, I could talk for hours. All of that is rubbish. All of that you just developed if you have any of those thoughts. And most of us do if we have any areas of our life where, we don't get what we want. That means our self-image needs to change. And, right, I'll just say very quickly about self-love, because I would love you to practice this activity. And a lot of my clients do that. A very big, I suppose it was a couple of months ago where I started being sick, because one of the outcomes of the image, maybe certain image of being not enough, is pushing too hard. And then kind of making yourself wrong if you're not, if you're not doing the right things. So I found myself, even though I love my business, but I was just like working. So I started being sick. And I started reading Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life. How many of you have heard of that? Yeah, she's a lovely, lovely lady, and she teaches people self-love. And she has this the tool to teach you to be really good to yourself. And the tool is very simple. You go in front of the mirror in the bathroom. Everybody has a mirror in the bathroom? Yes, brilliant. Most of us do. And if you don't, you can take a little mirror, pocket mirror, and carry it in your purse. This is fun. And then you literally, every time you look into the mirror, you can even draw love hearts with your lipsticks. It will remind you to speak to yourself. You just have to look yourself in the eye and say, what's your name? Ita. Ita, lovely name. Not Irish, is it? It is Irish. Oh, wow, look, I've been here for 10 years and I didn't know any Itas. Lovely to meet you. So you say, Ita, I love you and I accept you exactly the way you are. You are more than enough. This is 2 sentences that Louise Hay teaches people that make you heal yourself. And you know what's happened? When I started repeating those sentences, I started having candlelight lunches with myself. It's fun. I started treating myself well. I started going on holidays. I started going to yoga, salsa, really, really having fun in life and not just working. And I promise you, when you do only that one thing after today, you will get a lot because you will change perception of yourself. And it's kind of like, every single one of us has an inner child inside. And if you think about this, you would not be like criticizing a little child, but this is what we do for ourselves. So whenever you have those limiting thoughts about yourself, think that you're doing that to a little baby and you will stop. Because every single one of us is like that. Every single one of us is very lovable, and we should be respecting it ourselves. So pretty much one tool is to start saying to yourself, Ita, I love you and I accept you the way you are, and you're more than enough. And see how your life changes if you do that regularly. You can even give your friends a little mirror and tell them to do that exercise and see what happens. Promise you they will make a lot better choices in their life. So how do you change your self-image? Because I tell you this, all of those beliefs that you have inside, they give you the reality you have. So, this is the career that you're not fulfilled with, this is the business that you're not fulfilled with, relationships that you're not fulfilled with, weight that you're not fulfilled with. Our body is plastic. I know people that heal themselves just by this. It's really crazy, but it's working. So how do you change what you believe inside? So first of all, there's a little exercise that you can do. You can just take a sheet of paper and ask yourself, who do I admire? What sort of people do I admire? It could be people in your life, it could be your friends, it could be family, it could be even celebrities. Who do I admire and then why? Ask yourself, what sort of qualities do you admire in that person? And then you borrow their qualities and you write a description of yourself. So it could be, I'm so happy and grateful. Now you've got to write that in present tense as if it's already a fact. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am a super confident woman that loves and accepts herself. I have a beautiful body. I only eat healthy foods and I just love myself. And I express myself freely. I am courageous. I earn money in my sleep. Anything you want. You can implant anything you want in your mind. And then you know what? Your reality changes. Because what we believe at the deep subconscious level of your mind, this is what's showing on the outside. And you can trick your mind because, see, everybody knows Arnold Schwarzenegger? Do you know why he has big muscles? Because he visualized. He did physical exercise, but he also mentally saw himself with big muscles. And this is pretty much how you can trick your mind to believe that you are what you don't believe you are, if you do that on a consistent basis. So the way you do it, you write a description of who you are, and don't worry about taking notes. I'll actually give you something that will spice up your creativity later on. But pretty much you decide who you want to be and you write that description in present tense. And here's what you do. 3 times a day for a couple of minutes, especially once you wake up in the morning and just before bedtime, you close your eyes and you see yourself that way. So you can read that description out loud. You close your eyes and you see yourself being that way. You see yourself speaking confidently in front of people. How many of you are afraid of speaking in public? Okay, yeah, it's quite a common fear. I personally was afraid for 15 years, so it's a long one. But I tell you this, when you start changing what you believe, and imagine yourself actually speaking confidently in front of people, then eventually you will see yourself doing that. So you just have to, the price for that, the price for changing your inner beliefs is constant spaced repetition. That's how you change what you believe deep down. It doesn't matter that you may feel confident today and then tomorrow you have those deep thoughts that are giving you the results you have. You've got to change yourself deep down. You've got to change your subconscious mind. And pretty much by visualizing yourself the way you want to be, you can do that. The only price is persistence. You've got to do that regularly. You've got to take that mirror out and say, I am a confident, beautiful woman, and I love myself, or I accept myself. I am successful. I pursue my dreams. I am my number one. I am the star of my own movie. I just love my life, and I feel so deeply grateful. And you can do that. You can do that by talking to yourself in the mirror. You can do that just by reading the description out loud and then close your eyes. See yourself that way. what would it be like to be in your ideal body? Now, the key to shed weight is actually accept the body the way it is, be grateful for the way it is, but also expect, because body is plastic, it really, really responds to what you believe about yourself. So see yourself the way you want to be, and then love it the way you are, expecting what you want it to be, right? So don't resist what is. You've got to love every bit of you so that you can release it. And also, one other thing that I would love to show you, and I will send it to everybody, I'll send it to Jackie so that she can distribute. It's a fun way of changing your self-image. It's called a mind movie. So it's like a 1.5 minute mind movie that you can watch 3 times a day and just see yourself this way. How many of you are visuals? Do you know what visuals? Yeah, so you like watching pictures and stuff. Mind movie is a fun way that will allow you to implement that new image. So I would love to show you that mind movie, and then I will share it with you. So Jackie will play it now. Beautiful, beautiful movie. It's only 1.5 minutes, but when you keep watching it over and over and over again, it really impacts what you believe about yourself. And it's got really beautiful images and all those affirmations that I was giving you examples of. If you watch this every day, if you take several, even take one action out of what I say today, either do the mirror work and keep saying to yourself those 2 sentences, Ina, I love you and I accept you the way you are, and you're more than enough exactly the way you are. And then you will see yourself eventually have a candlelight lunch with yourself. I promise. And also start expressing what you want and valuing yourself, right? How many women, have difficulty with self-worth and not charging enough and not making money? I mean, women are extremely amazing entrepreneurs, and there's the dog again. And we sometimes don't believe we're worth it, and this is what needs to be changed again, right? So take one of those things that I mentioned and implement it. Implement it even tomorrow. Have a cup of tea, just write it out, on a piece of paper, or draw little love hearts on your mirror and say to yourself every day, I love you and accept you the way you are. You're more than enough. Or write out that, self-image. What do you want to believe about yourself? Start reading it and seeing yourself that way. Or else, watch the mind movie that I will share with you. And I promise you this, the only price is constant spaced repetition. It's not a big price, is it? If you can change your whole life doing that one thing, which is like literally 2 minutes every day, 3 times a day, would you do that in order to change your life? Who would do that? Yeah. Okay, well then please do yourself a favor and do it, because I tell you, I promise you 100% it changes your life. I'm a fan of simplicity. simple tools that can really change your life. And I promise you, every success, every single area of your life starts inside. When you change this, look, right now I do what I love. I surround myself with people that I love. I don't eat chocolate. I had a little piece today because I was hungry and there was nothing else. But I don't eat chocolate because I don't need to. I eat healthy, I take care of myself, and I just love every bit of it. And I've multiplied my income several times as a result of that as well. Because I live in agreement with myself and I have a healthy self-image. And every single one of you can do the same. Every single one of you has different version of this, but you can do all of that. Business, setting up a business, seriously, everything can be done. You just need to believe in yourself. And that can be changed by doing that internal work. So, and I'll tell you very quickly, I gave you two of my goals, two of my business cards inside of your little goodie bags. And you can take one of them and there's a goal at the back of it, right? So you can write, I'm so happy and grateful now that I am, and put whatever is there. I am a beautiful, healthy, successful woman that just takes care of herself every single day. So whatever that is for you, write that out and carry it in your purse. It will keep remind you what's important. And last but not least, I'd love you to stay in touch. There is a live event that I'm running in Dublin next weekend on the 5th of March, Saturday. We're going to learn how to change our habits, and as you know, habit is the key to everything. If you want to have beautiful body, habitual behavior. If you want to make money in your business or whatever you do, if you want to get better, it's habitual behavior. Successful people do what failures don't like doing, and they make it a habit, just like brushing teeth. So we can transform anything in our life, and the only thing that we can control in life is ourselves. When we do that, life changes. And it's like the reality is plastic, but I promise you everything comes from inside. And a few social media links, Abundant Results Coaching on Facebook, Abundant Results Twitter, and then my name, Eva Bielczak, on LinkedIn and YouTube. So thank you so much for listening to what I had to say, and I hope you're going to use at least one element of it, and it really, really will change your life. So all the best, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you.